Well, how was it seeing opening up and seeing your son on the show? How was that?
It was great.
It was just great.
That was it.
Okay, all right. Well, so London. Now we're going back up to the park. We have a question. So Chris argued with you a little bit at the park.
Yeah.
Because you told them that they came a little too loud.
Yeah.
Do you think he argued with you for attention? Because
Yeah, but like, and that's why I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just not even gonna say anything because it goes back to the whole situation. I'm over it. I'm over him. I don't got time for it anymore.
All right. Did you argue with him for attention?
Attention, no. Initially, just going on to just be messy and just start some shit, yeah.
Okay. Well, Tanaya, do you think they, you get called ghetto because you speak your mind and you don't put up with anybody's BS?
I honestly, at this point, do not care how they feel or what. I don't care.
All right. So, would you have done anything differently?
No, not at all. I would pop her in my 10 times. No. Not at all.
All right. So you went to go talk to Shay after the whole situation with the party, whatever. Why did you go over to try to talk to her?
Because I didn't feel like I gave her a fair shot because I felt like I kind of judged her prematurely, I guess, and I just wanted to see what was actually going on with Tanaya because I did ask Tanaya about it and she was so heated about it, so she didn't really want to discuss it. So I was like, okay, well maybe I can get to the bottom of it with Shay. But after seeing the show, I was like, oh, okay, so I get why Tanaya doesn't really mess with her.
Okay. What did you think about him coming to see you?
I thought it was sweet. I thought he was concerned about why I felt the way how I felt about her and, why I kept, attacking her.
And I told you, I understood the fact that you were hurt, because I mean, it sucks, especially if you took your friendship real seriously and you actually thought that you guys were real friends. Mm-hmm. So I do understand where you're coming from. It was just the way that you kind of came off, how you kept downplaying everything about her and you just kept putting her down. I just didn't agree with that.
Did you feel some type of way about him going to see her?
No, I didn't. Felt like, that's something they want to do. That's his decision. Like that'd be wrong of him if I wanted to go mend whatever. Well, it's really nothing to mend, but if I wanted to go talk to Chris, like I want him to be like, I don't like that. See, I wouldn't like that. So no.
Okay, I got that. So, while you were there, you said you were going to distance yourself from tonight. Mm-hmm. Why would you decide to?
This whole situation to me at the party, it was a lot. And this season, I just tried to kind of step back a little bit from all the drama because it kind of takes me away from what's actually important and what I'm actually trying to work to be and what to become. Okay. So I just said I said to Naya, but it was actually just distance myself from all of the drama. It wasn't, because it was drama, but I just said Tanaya's name.
Okay.
But it wasn't necessarily Tanaya. I mean, I still talk to Tanaya, and I still have no problem with Tanaya, but I do distance myself a little bit more from the drama and commenting on all their BS.
Okay. Now, you and Erica actually mended the situation between y'all. So what, and I know you said, you weren't talking to her because of Chris. Mm-hmm. So do you think that was just, because now her and Chris are, on the outs now. So do you think that she's seen Chris for who he is, or?
I do. I think that she's seen him before he is, but it wasn't like I actually had a problem with Erica. I never had any problems with Erica. I just didn't really hang out with her because she was hanging out with Chris. Okay. So it wasn't like I was, I had anything against her. Mm. It was just like, why would I go hang out with you if you're hanging out with Chris, Okay. So it wasn't, it is just what it is.
You have something to say? You have something to say?
I just think it's dumb. Like, we're all grown, so you're gonna stop being friends with somebody that you knew was so long because they're hanging out with somebody you dislike.
I just said
we're all
didn't.
grown,
I
but
just
you
said
like you 2 years old.
I just
so,
said that.
Girl,
I didn't.
You've been quiet this whole reunion.
As I said,
oh no, honey, I've been
You've
speaking.
been quiet this whole reunion.
I've been
Stay where
speaking.
you at.
There's no
Stay
need
where
for
you
me
at.
to be loud
You
to
better
get
stay where
attention.
you at.
They can still
Please
see.
stay where you at.
Or what?
like I was saying, I just said it wasn't that I was not friends with Erica. I just distanced myself and stopped talking to her as much as I used to.
Okay. All right. So Erica, are you glad that you and London are friends now?
Yes, I'm very glad.
Okay. All right. So Chris, let's go to you. So we mentioned that you opened up. You talked about Lavelle, whatever. He actually called you.
Yeah.
Now, there were some comments that anybody can get a voice over the phone. So before I ask you,
Yeah, I've seen that.
do y'all really believe that was Lavelle he was talking to?
Nope.
At
You
this
don't believe it was
point, it's just like if he said it was Lavelle, then hey, it was Lavelle. At this point, it doesn't
I'm saying,
matter. It
you
was
know-
a voice. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It was a voice.
You know I'm dating Brad Pitt. You want me to get him on the phone? You want me to do it?
Hello, this is Brad Pitt.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, well let me ask you. Why did you agree to go meet Lavelle? Because you had said, he packed up and left. He left you high and dry. So why did you decide to agree to meet him?
When you've known someone for a long time and you truly believed in your heart that this is the person who you could possibly be with for forever, you never really, no matter how upset you get, and I think I can speak for everybody on this part, no matter how upset you get at somebody, if you truly love them and you don't give up, and if you just see a little piece of hope, you hold on to it. And that's what I did. I thought, at least, I saw a little.
I ain't gonna lie though. If I was
And
you,
I-
after the
and
mall,
I hold on
I would have
to
been at Lavelle door like.
So now Lavelle, in my opinion, was a little bit trifling. Talking about taking you to Timmy Chan's and churches and whatever else he said.
Yeah.
I like
So-
churches.
Yeah, oh, you like that?
You like that.
So, do you think he had good intentions of trying to meet up with you?
Honestly, I don't know. I really, really and truly just don't know. That whole area is still undecided.
Ashton, if Lavelle would called you, told you to take you to Timmy Chan's, would you have gone?
To where?
If he told you he was going to take you to Timmy Chan's.
What?
I probably
lost
would.
my number.
So, what's the status of you and Lavelle now?
I don't
They
know.
done. Over.
I have a question. Have you ever met Lavelle?
Yes.
But in the show you said you've never met him.
At first I didn't. But
So
before
when
he
did you
met him,
When did you meet him?
Lavelle?
before he met him,
Because I made a comment about that. I was like, if they're so close, how come she never met Lavelle?
before he was supposed to initially meet up with him at the mall, I met Lavelle.
Oh, okay.
Something right here.
So, okay, so if him and Lavelle weren't together, or...
Then how did you meet him? Continue your questions. Continue your questions. Okay. I just was curious. Let's go on.
Okay, so do you think Lavelle played both sides? By telling him he was going to meet him up, and then later on text him. What are you laughing at?
It's funny. I feel like they're plotting something together. Like he probably told her,
but
"Yeah,
you know
that
what?
exists, but
If
girl,
I-
play along."
If I
And I
must
feel
say
like she's
something,
just that
though,
person to do it with him.
Like,
Do you feel like she
honestly,
was
I feel like it. I do, because she wants.
honestly though, like nobody
yeah.
on here has opened up about their personal relationship life but me. Do I don't even know if any of them are dating. I don't know it. And I'm pretty sure if anybody who watches the show, you don't know if any of them are dating. But you clearly see whether I am or whether I'm not, I'm clearly going through something that is personal. When I look at these guys and when I look back on the show, either I'm seeing her argue with her about some,
No, you've
Modeling
never seen me
or
argue
I've
with
seen
anyone.
him talking about at his so-called office where he trains people, talking to other cast members about what I may have or may have not have said about my so-called relationship. I still have
Cue
yet
sad
to see.
music.
Okay.
I still have yet to see
Violin
any of them
playing.
like speak on anything that they have going on outside of what Chris has said, whether Chris is starting to lie or not.
I mean,
And like y'all can cue the sad music or not, but like at the end of the day, you know I'm telling the truth because none of you have nothing personal going on this
The
show.
thing
Everything y'all
Everything
discussed
that's
though.
going on, we
Everything-
don't spill it out like
Everything,
that.
but that's the point of being on
We
a
don't blame
reality
it on
show,
other
though.
people.
Boo.
Well, we
Like,
come here.
you can't be on a reality show and then only show half-ass reality.
we would feel
That's
sorry
like
for you
fuck that.
if you did not lie. I told you, I
I'm
sympathize
still
for
not
you.
asking you to
I
feel
just-
sorry for me. I never once said feel sorry for me, but don't sit here and comment on my personal life.
We wouldn't.
and you're
we
not
would not have
dishing
known.
anything.
We wouldn't have
We
known
would
about
know
your
your
personal
personal life
life.
if you didn't bring it on to London.
Okay.
So please carry on.
So do y'all? Okay, so all right, so let's touch on that. So he's saying he's the only person that opens up his life on the show.
You need to go one by one.
Okay.
Which one?
Well, so let
She
me
had her
wait a minute,
child.
hold on. So
Tell you about my
How did
life.
it get more
what's going on
personal?
with you?
My personal life. Okay, I have my son. I'm still with his father. We're happy. We have problems, but we solve them ourselves. We don't go out and blame other people. I don't go out and say he's sleeping with everybody. I don't go out and blame nobody. If he's sleeping with somebody, that's our problem.
Thank you.
What's going on with your life?
I'm 6 months pregnant. I had a whole other baby daddy. He in jail. I have to deal with that. My mama in jail. My brother in jail. It's a lot that fucking goes on in my life, but I still deal with it. And I don't go out and I don't tell the world. I don't blame the world. Bitch, you got my mama arrested. You got my boyfriend. No, I don't do that. You got me pregnant. You need to be here for me. Like, I keep it to myself. I deal with my problems. I work it out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I cry to myself. I cry, but I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I only have me, so.
What's going on with your life?
Well, my personal training, me and my boyfriend actually just moved in together. And I mean, we're doing good. Now, this person is somebody that I did date in the past, and we have, you know, been off and on and all this other stuff like that. But we're working it out, and again, I don't fault anyone for that. I took ownership, we worked our stuff out, and we decided to make it work.
Eric, what's going on in your life?
I'm just single and mingling. I'm not pregnant. Maybe in the future, but honey, I'm still, you know, having fun and working.
Okay, what's going on in your life?
I'm taking care of my son, full-time mom, and I have a woman at home, so.
So does that make you feel better? They tell you what's going
I
on?
wasn't, and see, that's the sad part, is like, I wasn't saying for them to like sit here and try to make me feel better by telling their personal stuff. What I was simply saying is that I'm the only person on here whose whole life was discussed amongst a bunch of other people, even people who I don't know. Now, had her or him or her personal business would have been out there and all of us are commentating on it, everybody would be in
Okay,
the
But
position
I didn't have
that
to.
I'm in.
You made up some personal
Wait,
business for
wait,
me.
don't get me wrong, because to be honest, y'all dish out my business all the time.
Who's y'all?
And you made
What personal business of
Okay,
yours that I have spoken on?
student
What
up.
personal business
Okay.
of yours that I've spoken on?
Okay, calm down.
I
First of
don't
all,
have to do a damn thing.
okay, well y'all
Speak.
always telling me to
Speak.
calm down. Anyway,
Please speak.
you're very.
Please speak.
Forget it, because I don't understand. I'm not gonna argue
I'm
with
not
no one.
understanding. He wants somebody
Yeah.
to feel bad about his personal
I-
life.
It's not.
I'm
He don't want.
Tanaya knows my personal life. Tanaya knows my personal life.
But the
But
thing-
she's not going out and telling my personal
No,
life.
it's the thing is like I don't feel like he wants someone to feel sorry for him. I feel like he's bringing his personal life into it, and then he's expecting everybody, you know, to have sympathy or you know respect his personal life. No one's gonna respect it if you're lying about it. No one's gonna respect it if you're bringing it out there and you're dishing it in the wrong places. Point blank, period. So don't get mad at nobody else.
So, what you saying you're the only person that opens up about the show. Why do you feel everybody else is on the show?
I really don't know why they're all on the show. To be honest.
They talk about my business
Other-
all day, every day.
other than
When
to
someone
talk
else
about
comment about my business, you have a giggle, you have a laugh, you have a side comment, you have shade. But am I going around saying, "Oh, fuck that bitch"? That bitch just like no. It is what
Nobody's
it
going
is.
around calling him a sidekick or calling Shay a sidekick. But I'm a wingman or a sidekick if I say something or Tanaya say something for me. I'm not understanding.
It was
Alright.
funny.
It's just to me, honestly,
Very
I feel
funny
like
to see you
he
guys
didn't have anything
getting
else going
character.
on. I feel like he didn't have anything else going on, so he needed to create something.
What I find funny is that everyone, you say he don't have nothing going on, he say you don't have nothing going on. I find it funny that y'all say that about each other, but y'all really don't talk to each other. And y'all really don't know nothing about each other.
Clearly, when you have the time to do what he does, to create this story in your mind and all that, I ain't got time for that.
I'm sorry,
I
but
do not.
he just blatantly
I honestly
walked
don't
around
know.
your question.
No, I
He
mean,
blatantly
No, I
walked
didn't ask the
around
question.
your
I just said, I
he's
find
saying,
it funny.
why do I figure that you don't have, I mean, you have to have nothing else to do but to just create these lies. People who are busy and grinding and hustling and doing all this, they're not worried about everybody else and what they're doing.
But yet,
In this
every time you're
situation-
caught filming, you're discussing this. You're discussing me, something I've said. So clearly, you do also have some time on your head. Because every time you're filmed, you're talking about Chris. Get it through your head, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you like me or despise me. When you're filming, Chris is rolling off of your
He's
lips.
getting ghetto. He's getting ghetto.
Do you? I mean,
Like,
we were in the car.
over it.
We were in the
Like,
car
God.
filming, and we were having a good time. Chris's name didn't really.
Yes,
come
Chris
up
is
at all.
yes, you were
Or-
talking to Erica. You were just sitting there saying you was
Chris.
holding back from Erica
You
because
did
you
not,
wasn't
Chris.
you don't like Chris.
Just to
Boy, Bobby, gone.
so
Can we
you
bring
will
up
be
the next
happy.
thing?
So you'll be happy. Just to
Because
let you know.
clearly I'm the only one that's still.
You're the only
admitting
real
that-
one?
Yeah, like
You're the
I
only
said
real
some
one.
stuff.
You're
Okay.
the only real one.
All right,
that
well,
lies.
let's move along. Let's move along with that. Erica,
Yes.
the whole thing came out with Lavelle. The season finale was something
That pissed you off.
that was not expected. That is something that was not expected.
I just really just don't like to come out of my character.
Well, I said there were comments that it was like, who is this person? Like, who is this? Because you could tell you were upset about it, and no one expected for you and Chris to end the season not being friends. So, with that, a couple of things that were brought up. Instead of calling London, why didn't you call Chris when you got the text from Lavelle?
Because I wanted to speak to Chris in person.
Okay.
And I don't know, just London, you know, we had rekindled and everything. He was just the first person that I wanted to speak on it about because I couldn't believe that shit.
Right.
I don't actually think it's bad. I don't think.
Yes, I did.
I don't really think that it's bad that she reached out to me because I mean it was regarding me. Like I was in, so it's not like it was Chris's business because it was about me.
And
He
it's not
brought me
like
into their business.
it's not like I never.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not like
talked
she
to
called
Chris.
Shay and been like, "Girl, guess what I got?" She didn't do that. She called me because it was about me.
Okay. How do you feel about her calling? Do you think she should have called you first?
No, actually, I'm not even mad that she didn't call me first because at the end of the day, yeah, it did involve me and him. Now, had she called Ashton or Tanaya and been like, "Ooh, let me tell you what Lavelle just said to me," then I'd be looking at her like, "Why are you bringing all these extra people into this situation? Like
Okay.
they have nothing to do with it."
Now, Shay, you were London was at your house when he got the phone call. So you kind of heard everything. What did you think when you heard it?
That's just too much. Like I honestly felt like you should have just like approached it differently. But we talked about that. So I mean, I think it's just a whole bunch of bull. Like I think Lavelle just started a whole bunch of drama and then threw his name under the bus and it just went downhill from there.
So we're actually gonna take a break. We'll be right back.